Okay. So one thing that I wanted for us to do today together was to do some action step goal setting. And a lot of times, especially because it's the end of the month, like tomorrow, and then August comes, and it's so mind blowing to me that it's even August. Like, I feel like it should still be March with how the world has been, going and everything. I felt like it's just not even the same anymore. So, I'm just going to do some notes real quick. And then while we're going along, it's going to be kind of like write down your own goals type of thing and go from there. So it's going to be a kind of a different work with me than just IPAs. It's going to be to help you be successful, get set up for success when it comes to August. So one thing that I want you to ask yourself when it comes to goal setting is, if you haven't already written down your goals for August, I want you to do that now, because I want you to start visualizing how you want your month to go. Because when you start thinking about it, you start believing in that manner, and then you start want to act in that manner as well. So what goals are you wanting to achieve in August? And I had mine written down, but I use this thing every single day. And it says, "You've got this." I got this on Amazon. It's like $10. Whoop, this way. $10. And basically what I do is I write my month goals and my weekly goals here every single day. And then I write my daily goals right up there. So I'll get that, but like, start writing out your August goals. And then I want you to start asking yourself, are you specific? Like, are you just saying like, oh, I want 2 customers and 2 promoters? Are you just saying like, I want to be more consistent, or I want to show up more? Well, what does that look like? Like, you have to have an action plan behind it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So, and then I want you to look at, are you busy or are you being productive? Because everybody is busy, but not everybody is productive. And the difference is that productive people achieve their goals. And so like, whenever I write out my to-do list every single day, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so busy. But then up here at the top 3, this is what gets me to be productive. And these are the top 3 things that I have to do in the day for my business and for myself. So I always do, God, this is so difficult. I always do two things for my business and then 1 thing personal. And then these things are what gets me closer to my weekly goals, which is what gets me closer to my month goals. So, and then what are the hard things you're avoiding? And so what I want you to do is, we can take 5 minutes to do this right now, is we are going to go back and look at our social medias for the month of July. And I want you to do some self-reflection of what you are posting about daily. What are you talking about daily in your stories? How many times are you going live? And then what are you avoiding? For me, I absolutely avoid posting before and afters. I hate it. I don't know why. I hate making the stories. I just, it irritates me. But I realize that the moment that I do, that's when people get in my inbox. People want to see results. They want to see other people's success. That's what drives people to want to try your product, and people want to hear other people's stories, not just my own. So the hard thing that I'm avoiding is before and afters. So what I want you to do is, I want you to go back and look at July, and I want you to see, what are you not posting about? Are you not posting about the products? My mom called me out yesterday. She goes, "Hey, I never get on social media, but when I do, like, I don't even know like that you sell something. You're only just talking about the opportunity, about a business." And so I was like, okay, like, that means that I need to start talking about the products more. And so that's what I started today. And keep it simple. Keep it simple. Your goals and your action steps to achieve those goals don't have to be complicated. Just don't overcomplicate it, And the other thing is, like I said, what do you need to do more of? I have to post more about the products, and I need to go live more about the products. And the reason why I say that is because A lot of times it's way easier for me to talk about the opportunity because it's affecting my life more right now, like the financial aspect. But I have to realize that like not everybody, like there's more to this than just money. Like it's health and wellness. And I need to talk to people about that as well. So do some self-reflections. How many new conversations are you having every single day? Those new conversations that you're having, how many times do you talk to them? So like say on August 1st, you go and start 10 new conversations. Are you just saying, hey, happy birthday? And they say, thank you. And then you never respond? Like that's not doing, you're wasting your time. That's busy work. You can make your happy birthdays be productive and saying, hey, happy birthday. And they say, thank you. You say, you're welcome. What are you doing today to celebrate? Oh, I'm going out to dinner. I love going out to dinner, but I miss it so much. Where are you going? Oh, we're going to Olive Garden. Oh my God, I haven't had Olive Garden in 4 years, but they're breadsticks. They're breadsticks. Okay. Like, do you see how we're building a conversation and not just doing busy work? You have to make your IPAs productive to achieve your goals. And on top of that, so like we have a happy birthday conversation. Yay, great. So then next week I can go back and say, hey girl, how are you? How's your week going? Do you get what I'm saying? Like we've already built a conversation. Keep following up. Just because you talk to them one time doesn't mean that like you just like move on. We are in the business of networking. And sometimes that means talking to 10, 20 people at a time. But that's what's so beautiful is that you set a productive time to do that. And for me, as soon as I wake up in the morning and I feed my daughter while she's sitting there and settling down, I do happy birthdays. That's a solid 10 minutes where I can go and do happy birthdays. And then I go to like my old messages and then I say, hey, you've been on my mind. How are you today? Do you have anything exciting planned for the weekend? Do you get what I'm saying? Like use your time, use your IPAs to be productive and not just busy work. Let me see. How many times did you go live? What did you go live about? What do you need to go live about? Because more than often than not, we tend to lean more towards what we're comfortable to talk about, which for you, it might be for the business, for you, it might be the products, but whatever you're not doing is what you need to be doing to get you to that next level. And that should be a goal of yours in August. If you only go live about the products, you need to start going live about the business. You need to start going live about your mindset growth. You need to start going live about your personal development. I challenged my team the other day. I said, I want you to come up with 5 things that you are going through right now. Not your fives list, not like your 5 things that you like about the products, 5 things about the business, 5 things of who you are. And Samantha, yes, so I always do happy birthdays through a private message. But 5 things of what you are going through that you are growing through, I guess I should say. So for me, I'm growing through being patient. I'm growing through comparing myself. I'm growing through new feelings of like anxiety and depression. I've never felt these before. And so it's very like unsettling for me. And so growing through, I said comparison, being impatient, being like tired all the time. And another one that I said is body positivity. So those are 5 things that I'm growing through that I could be talking about. And it's not related. You have to be able to bring value. What value are you bringing through your lives? And people like want to come to you and they want to be informed. They want to be entertained. They want to hear your voice and see who you are. And so, but it takes practice. Practice equals progress. You should never, ever, ever be perfect at anything because that means that you're not growing enough. And so if you become perfect at going live about the opportunity, it's time to switch it up and start going live about the products. Do you get what I'm saying? Start going live about your personal development. Take people on, like the other day, I went live for the first time on Instagram and I did a get ready with me. I don't do makeup for like, makeup is like something that I do for like myself. I'm not good at it. I can never color match. I don't even know what color I am. I I've never gone live on Instagram, but I did it because I know that I need to start getting comfortable on there. So have something in your hand. Start talking to people. This book is life-changing for me. You guys need this book. Talk to people about what you're reading. Get them off of, if that's something that you need to do, whenever you talk about the products, have them in your hands. Be touching something, do a show and tell. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's not like you feel like all the attention is on you, but you can show them something so they're looking at something else other than your beautiful face. And then how often do you talk about the products? How often do you talk about the opportunity in a post? How much do you do how many times do you do a call to action? So all of these things are things for self-reflection to grow. Self-reflection is an opportunity for you to evaluate what you're doing and where you need to go. It's not judging yourself. Judging brings on feelings of anxiety, depression, self-hatred. That's not what we're doing here. We are doing a self-reflection of our social medias so we can grow and become better. Let me see. Okay, so I kind of talked about busy versus being productive. Being busy are doing the things that are easy. Like I love to clean. So like I will write out a long to-do list of cleaning, laundry, towels, cleaning my bathroom, vacuuming, cleaning out my car, doing dishes. That's busy work. Like whenever I write a list like that, I am busy. But did I do anything to be productive for my business? No, I didn't. So this is where you need to write out what you're going to do, the top 3 things that you're going to do in the day for your business and for your personal growth. Because once you can do those 3 things, then you can move on to the easy stuff. If you don't like going live, that means you need to go live. If you don't like posting about the business, that means you need to post about the business. How many conversations are you having? That's being productive. Also, listening to podcasts, self-development, reading a book. If you tell yourself, I need to read 1 chapter a day, and then you go and make a post about it on social media, that's you being productive, showing people an insight of what you are growing through. Consistency builds momentum. Consistency breaks down barriers. If you consistently go live, then you will consistently break down the barrier of being scared to go live. Does that make sense? So for me, it became very easy for me to talk about the opportunity because I was doing it all the time. Now, like my mom called me out about the products, like I said, and now like making that post today that I had about the shake, and it was so simple that like it was so unnerving to me. Like it felt weird because it's new, it's uncomfortable. But now tomorrow when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to make another post about the products, talking about a different product. So today I talked about the shake. Tomorrow I'll take a picture with my DFT and say something about that. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So then you can grow on to doing something different. So these next 5 months haven't been written yet. So it's time to intentionally be present and aware of how you want these next months to go. And we're starting today by intentionally being present and growing in August. And goal setting there has to be a framework behind it. And this is like the meat of where I want to talk about. So why do we not follow through with our goals? How many, I am so bad at this. Like I set all these goals and then come like the second week of the month, I'm like nowhere near them. Or I kind of was like, that's just not happening anymore. Why? Because it's not important enough. We don't have an action plan. We don't have a vision for it. And so that's what we're going to come to today. And so I want to give you these notes so then whenever we get off of here, you can go and do this on your own timing, because I don't feel like this is something that can be done in 5 minutes. This is like that self-reflection that we just talked about. That was a lot. That's going to take some time. And you really need to take some time to do that so you can move forward in August. So, 60% of people set goals and only 8% are successful with following through. Like that is so mind blowing to me. Like I want to be part of that 8%. I want to be part of that 8% where like I set a goal and then I follow through with it. Like, isn't that incredible? Like we have to genuinely commit, focus, and process what we are working towards. So the framework for goal setting is 4 steps. Step number 1 is, why do you need to grow to achieve your goal? And what do you need to focus on? So in order to achieve a goal, you have to grow. You have to grow. So for me, one of my goals that's been on my goals list since the beginning of time has been 12K leader. Now, we always say you cannot achieve a rank without being there. Like, your mind has to achieve there before you are physically there achieving it. And I can honestly say that, like, this month I have grown so much that, like, now I feel like I am capable of being a 12K leader in August, in September. But you have to grow into that. So what does the growth look like in order to achieve your goal? If your growth is to get more people, more customers, more promoters off of social media, you need to make more impactful content. So the growth and the skill that you need to develop to achieve that goal is becoming a good storyteller. You have to become a good storyteller to achieve impactful content, to achieve people to get to you, to want to connect with you, to want to follow you, to want to keep checking back on you. And so I hope that kind of makes sense, because that's something that I'm working on, is content creation. Like, I feel like we can say the same thing so many times, but it doesn't have to sound like the same thing because we're saying it different times. And a lot of times we do this by looking at other people and seeing what they're doing and taking their ideas and making it our own. So Natalie, what I do is I write out my monthly goals, then I write out my weekly goals. So I have it like this. I wish I didn't throw away my paper. So every single day I write on this. Every single day I write my monthly goals right here, my weekly goals, and then right up here I write out my daily goals. So for an example, I wish I had the paper. I'm almost want to go look in my trash. So up here would be, I had 12K team, 4K leadership, VIP 800 every 14 days, sell 8 minis, finish Girls Stop Apologizing, finish the Bible study I was leading, finish there was another book I was reading, I can't remember. I think that was it. So that was my monthly goals. Then my weekly goals, which they would change every week, would be, these were volume based. So like my first week was like 2000 QV. Now I did 800 in volume PV every week, or that was my goal. So if my monthly goal was sell 8 minis, that means every single week I had to sell 2 minis. So then I would sell 2 minis, read chapter such and such, and then 4K leadership, or have a 4K team. Then I did some type of leadership with my team. Then my daily goals would be post mini experience content. What else did I say? Go live about the mindset growth that I was going through. And then this other one would be read chapters 4 through 5. And then the to-do list right here. So I had to do these 3. Then once those 3 were over, and if I still had time in my day amidst me cooking dinner, cleaning my baby, all of that, then I would go to my to-do list. And this would be to whatever else I needed to, whatever else I could do for my business. Does that make sense? And then always Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, my non-negotiable up here is our team meetings. So I hope that kind of made sense, Natalie. So yeah, they have to be specific, and you have to be able to grow into the goal that you're trying to achieve. Does that make sense? So you want more people to be attracted to you. What is that going to take? That's going to take more creative content. So you have to become a great storyteller, like I said. What skills, qualities is it going to take to achieve that goal? Your growth powers the goal. So if I sit here every single day and say, I'm going to be a 12K leader, and I don't do anything for it, then how am I ever going to achieve that goal? I'm not. So your growth, you have to be growing every single day. If that be listening to a podcast, reading a book, whatever it be, getting over yourself, what is it going to take for you to achieve that goal? What habits do you need to create? What habits do you need to let go of? Those are things that are going to help you grow. When you let go of something, there's always something to be received. I don't even know if that made sense. If you let go of something, there's always something to get in return. Discipline and accountability. I will say this time and time and time again. You will never wake up motivated. You just won't. It's just not happening. But you will achieve your goal by being disciplined. Because there are some days where I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. But me just not feeling like it isn't going to help me achieve my goal. So I need to get over myself and remember why I started this, and your why is what is going to make you disciplined enough to motivate yourself to keep going. I talk to so many people and they're like, I just don't feel motivated. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, is that going to help you achieve your goal? It's certainly not. So you need to be able to have discipline. Is discipline an attribute? I don't even know if that's a quality that you possess. If it's not, what is it going to take for you to possess that quality? What practice do you need to grow into becoming a disciple, a disciplined leader, a disciplined business owner, a disciplined CEO? And so one thing, I'll just tell you some skills and things that I'm growing through to become the leader that I need to be for the 12K. So I need to develop people skills. I need to develop customer service skills. I need to develop how to communicate with people. That's people on my team, that's customers. I need to be able to hear them, listen to them, understand them, and then be able to communicate back with them on a level that they understand. And storytelling, we try and overcomplicate it. Like today I made a post about my shake, and I said, God, I said, if your vitamins don't come in 3 different forms that cater to your body's absorption rate, then we need to talk, or you need new vitamins. Why was that so hard? Why is that so hard? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we would be like, this is a 3-step nutritional system, shake capsules, DFT, first ever wearable nutrition, premium grade, da 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 da. Nobody cares. You literally said 4 posts in 1 post. Break it down. Like my mom says, keep it simple, stupid. Just kiss it. Just kiss it. Keep it simple, stupid. Like, break it down, keep it easy, and become a good storyteller. I said something so simple that I had people that were like, 3 different forms of vitamins. What's an absorption rate? How do you know that your body doesn't absorb this, or how do you know what your body's absorption rate is? And I was like, holy crap. Like, duh. Like, this is why our company is so unique. Why am I not talking about this? And then a lot of times why we fail is we don't have a growth plan. We just have all of these visions. Like, everybody envisions on being a 12K leader, because who the hell doesn't want an extra $300 in your pocket, or $800 a month for a car? Who doesn't want that? But we don't know what it takes to get there until we start taking the action steps to get there and realize we have a whole lot of growth that needs to entail. Maybe you are working towards 4K. What does a 4K leader look like to you? What type of leader, how do you want to lead a team? Being a 4K leader, that probably means that you have 4 promoters under you. How are you going to lead them through the hard times? What growth is that going to take? You're probably going to need to develop skills of overcoming objections. You're probably going to need to develop skills of different podcasts and self-development. You're probably going to need to develop skills of leading a Zoom. Practice leading a Zoom. Reach out to your upline and say, hey, I need to work on my skills of leading people, and I would really love the opportunity to lead a team Zoom for us, just our small little team. I guarantee you your upline will be like, please do. Like, how incredible is that? That's awesome. And then, okay, so step 1 was growing to achieve your goals. Step 2 is observing your opportunities. So what are you going to say yes to, and what are you going to say no to? And so a lot of times this comes down to, what are your non-negotiables? So for me, a non-negotiable for me, has to be showing up to team meetings. That I have to show up to team meetings for my own personal growth. Like, that is where my fire is fueled. That's where my motivation is sparked. So if I come to you, or if I Samantha, step number 2 is observing your opportunities. What are you going to say yes to, or what are you going to say no to? And hold on. What are you going to say no to in order to say yes to an opportunity? Monday, okay, for my upline, we have a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday training. That is an opportunity for me to grow into the leader that I want to be. So what am I willing to say no to? I am willing to say no to Netflix. I'm willing to say yes to a later dinner time in order for that opportunity, for me to have that opportunity to grow. Another couple of examples is for me, my priority is to wake up before my daughter does. She's 4 months old. I kind of have her on a sleep schedule to where she goes to bed at 9 o'clock and she wakes up at 6, maybe 6:30. So if I know that she's going to wake up at 6 and I want to wake up before her, that means that I have to wake up at 5 o'clock. And the reason being is because I take a really nice hot shower at 5 o'clock in the morning with like some Zen music, and I do some personal development, because I know that I need to be my best self for my daughter. I need to show up as the mom that she needs. So that means I have to take care of myself first. So this is a priority for me. This opportunity to wake up earlier than her, I need to say no to late nights. I need to say no to alcohol. I need to say no to late night Netflix. Do you get what I'm saying? What are you willing? You have to say no to things in order to say yes to your growth and to your goals. And there can be non-negotiables, but you have to set the rules of these opportunities. For me, what are the rules? So if I know that I have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to say the exception is that if I'm out to dinner with my husband, or if family is over to visit, or if my daughter needs me at nighttime, if she's not feeling well, if she's having a random sleep regression night. You know what I'm saying? So like, what is it that you are willing to like set the boundaries, set the expectations, set the criteria for the opportunities? I hear all the time, people are like, for the first 2 weeks, they're all in. They are all in, and the next thing you know it, they're just gone. And they're like, I just kind of got lost. Well, why? That's because you didn't have a clear set plan of what you were working towards. When you have a clear set plan, then you know exactly what you're working towards and what your next step is and why you're going there. When you don't clearly clarify, you get confused by your choices and get lost. Then you look back and you haven't achieved anything. And that's what I don't want to happen for August, because the way that you end July is the way that you start August. And the way that you end August is how you start September. And it's a compound effect. And before you know it, it's going to be December. So how do you want this year to start? Or how do you want this year to end? And how do you want the year 2021 to start? It starts today. And you have to make the decision of what action steps, what opportunities, what boundaries, guidelines, and expectations are you willing to set for yourself in order to set the growth plan that you need to achieve the goals that you want. So for an example, if your priority is to be on every team training, your criteria and rule for that can be, as long as I'm not at work, I'm on a team training. As long as I'm not at work, I'm on a Facebook Live. As long as I'm not at work, I'm in my team chat. I'm listening to a podcast. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be willing to set that expectation. So step 3 is the action plan. So step 1 was, what growth do you need to go through? Step 2 was observing your opportunities. And step 3 is your action plan. And now this is where the action plan comes into play. Hour by hour. When will you work on your goal? And this is setting, everybody has the same 24 hours. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you are in control of your schedule. You are. And you work, and you know exactly when you go to work. You know exactly how many hours you're going to be there. So you know exactly when you need to be working on your business. So why aren't you? And it comes down to a choice. You just don't want to. And so that's why you have to bring yourself back. Why do you want this goal? What are you going to get by achieving this goal? And so let's think of this as a ladder. Your goal is at the very top of the ladder. And your action plan is every step up to the top. So what would happen if you looked at this ladder and your goal was at the very top, but there were no steps to get up to the top? You would get exhausted trying to jump up to the top, pull yourself up to the top. You would fall down, and then you would jump right back up. And by the end of it, you would be so beat down that you just give up, because it's exhausting. You just can't do that. You have to take step by step. Every single step you take is a new opportunity for growth. Every step you take is a new opportunity to learn something different, to get you to where you want to go. So you have to be willing to take the steps. You have to build every single step. And like, I can't tell you what that looks like for you, because I don't even know. Like for me, I am wanting to be a 12K leader, and you might be wanting to be a 40K leader. And so the steps that you need to get up to that ladder are going to be different for you, but you set that tone, you set those boundaries. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need to do to get to your goal? How will you do it? When will you be working on it? And if your plan doesn't have a step that you can take right now, it's not complete. So what can you do today, tonight, to work towards your plan? And that's what you need to work on today. That's the first step up the ladder, is right now. And an action plan has what we will do, when we will do it, how we will do it, who's going to do it, and why we're going to do it. And so I promise I'm almost done. So what I'm going to do, I just came up with a random thing. What I'm going to do is achieve VIP 1600. When will we do it? The month of August. How will you do it? Sign 4 customers, sign 4 promoters, and talk to 10 people every day, and put out storytelling worthy content. Who's going to do it? I will, with the help of my upline, in 3-way chats and team trainings. And why am I going to do it? To build a residual business income and help others do the same. We have to be able to lead and build a team in order to get that residual income, but it takes time. It takes building up that ladder, multiple ladders at that, growing through all of this. So that was the action plan, writing out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, why you're going to do it, and who you're going to do it with. And this is where your upline comes so important too. I guarantee you, if you're like, hey, I have this action plan for my goals, but I need your help, they're going to say, okay, what do you need from me? And then that's where you come into play, and you tell them what you need to help them. If that be being in a 3-way chat with me, going live, talking about the opportunity. Oh yeah, Samantha. So I said, what I'm going to do is achieve VIP 1600. When will we do it? Is the month of August. So like if your goal for the month of August is to have $1,600 in personal volume, the month of August, how will you do it? What does VIP 1600 look like? Well, sign 4 customers, sign 4 promoters, and I just came up with talk to 10 new people every day and put out content every day. Remember, consistency breaks down barriers. So the more consistently you talk to new people, the more it's going to come natural to you. The more you're going to want to talk to new people, because it's fun. People love to talk about themselves. So ask people questions. Ask them what they're doing with their day. Ask them what they're doing this weekend. Ask them how they've been during quarantine. how they've been holding up. Are they excited to get out of quarantine? Ask them how, their year's going, what they look forward to towards the end of the year, anything of that matter. If they're traveling, people love to talk about themselves. So talk to 10 new people every day, put out content. Who's going to do it? And then I said, I will, with the help of my upline, by putting us in 3-way chats and being on team trainings. You cannot achieve a goal by yourself because you just don't know everything. And there's just no possible way to know everything. The way that Natalie says something is going to be different the way that I say something. And just like Trent, on last night's training, Trent didn't say anything new that our uplines never said before, like, to be honest. But the way that he says it and how he says it is so impactful. So being in a 3-way chat with somebody and hearing their voice, seeing their video, seeing their face, and like for an example, Natalie could just say, oh yeah, this is a 3-step system that caters to your body on an individual level and caters and fills your nutritional gaps. And then I could come in and be like, girl, this fills your nutritional gaps on a cellular level. Like, that is insane. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just different vibes, different energies. So put 3-way chats, if that be with your upline, a sideline sister, whoever it be. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because you just can't possibly do it on your own. If you're going through a hard day, talk to your upline. Say, hey, I'm going through a hard day. I need help. That's okay to do that. And then why I'm going to do it. So we always talk about whys. Why do you want to achieve the goal you're working towards? So for me, why do I want 12K? I want 12K because that means that I have helped so many other women achieve their goals. But more selfishly, I want that extra $300 a month. That extra $300 a month is going to change my family's life. That's an extra $300 for groceries, an extra $300 for our medical emergency fund. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, why do you want that? And allow that to be the motivator when you don't feel like doing jack crap. When I don't feel like showing up and I don't feel like having conversations, I think, is my family okay without $300? What if my daughter came to me and said, I don't feel like doing it? What would I say to her? Like, it just doesn't, if it doesn't fly with your daughter, if it doesn't fly with your children, why is it okay for you to not do it? And I always think about that. And, like, if your brother came to you and said, hey, I want to go join this network marketing company because I want to earn a car, you're not going to sit there and say, okay, like, and he comes to you and says, I don't feel like doing it today. Then that's when you would say, so you don't want that car? Do you know it's so easy to keep other people accountable, but not ourselves? We are so, as hard as we are on ourselves, we are so lackadaisical on ourselves as well. I'm pretty sure that's a word. We give ourselves so much lax, like we're like, that's okay. That's okay. But you know what we are more of? We are more tellers. We need to start showing people that we can lead ourselves. We need to start showing people that we can achieve our goals. Remember, we want to be that 8%. We want to be that 8% that follows through with their goals, but it starts with us. And this is so much what I love about doing these trainings, is because I'm nobody special. I'm not, but I love training them because as much as I'm doing this, like, I'm helping myself as well. Like, I wrote down all of these notes because I want to be able to show people that it's possible, but I have to be able to believe in myself, know that I'm worthy. So there's step 4 is, what do you want the year 2020 to be for you? And the podcast that I was listening to, he says every single year, it's like like in the Chinese calendar, the year of the pig, the year of the horse, all those things. What do you want 2020 to be the year of for you? It can be the year of starting your business, the year of getting healthy, the year of starting a podcast, starting a family, starting a savings account. What do you want the rest of 2020 to be for you? And how do you want it to end? And so there's 3 L's, like the letter L, and they are learning, launching, and loving. And so learning is how to be, so for me, the year 2020 is to be creating my business. So learning is how to be a business owner. Launching is what are you focusing on? I am launching my business. Are you launching a savings account? Are you launching a podcast? What is your focus for the rest of 2020? What do you want? Are you, the podcast said, are you launching a family, like a baby? So if you're launching a business, then you're going to have to learn how to be a business owner. If you're launching a business, you're going to have to learn how to be an entrepreneur. Does that make sense? And then loving is loving what you're doing. You have to love what you do in order to show up every single day to launch your business, to learn how to be a business owner, but you have to love what you do. And he said something, so launching is where you make mistakes because you don't know what you're doing. You're launching it, it's fresh, new. That's where you develop the skills. Loving is what brings your consistency to show up every day, your discipline, your stability. And then learning is what keeps you wanting to be intrigued. So if you're launching, like right now we're talking about goal setting. So we're launching a business to be successful with our goals. Or, I mean, we are setting goals to be successful in our business, but we are talking about the skills that we have to develop. So this is where the launching period is. But this is what we love to do. We love to get on team Zooms. We love to talk about this, but you have to love the business aspect of it to be consistent and to bring yourself stability. And then learning is, what are you learning every day about launching a business? What are you learning? For me, like money management, mindset growth, personal development, how to talk to people, like what keeps you intrigued to continue on launching this business. I hope that makes sense. And you have to have all three, because if you're only learning, you may not continue to be excited. Because learning can be like, you can have like an overload of your brain, and your brain is going to explode because you're learning so much, but you're not putting it into action. Does that make sense? But if you're only launching, like if you're only continuing to launch your business, if you're only continuing to launch new things every day, you're going to feel like you have no stability in life. Like you're never going to feel like you accomplished anything.
That's some diapers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And then if you're only loving, you're going to continue to be bored. And so you're never going to like love what you're doing. You're never going to want to show up to things, so you have to love the process. So goals, the word goal was broken down to an acronym of growth, opportunities, action, and then learning, launching, and loving. So I really hope that I know it was kind of different. It's not really a work with me, but like, I really hope that you can take what we talked about and go and put into action hold on, Serena. What you need to do to accomplish for August. So for G equals growth. What growth needs to happen to achieve your goals? O is opportunities. Clarify yes and no to what opportunities and what are your priorities. A is action. What action steps are you going to take to make this to be successful and follow through with your goals? What action steps are you going to take to be that 8% that follows through? And then L is the learning, launching, and loving. And then another thing is, with the action plan, write out, if you have a really hard time posting, like come up with different things each day. So they talked about this on the mastermind yesterday. So like Monday motivation, Tuesday transformation, Wednesday wellness, Thursday was like business opportunity, and then Friday was flex Friday, like show your DFT. And so these are just different ways that you can talk about the opportunity without like feeling stagnant or repetitive. So I hope this worked. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can always message me. I would love to help you in any way. But just know that this is the foundation, the framework of what it's going to take to be successful in August. And then you can take what you learned. Hopefully you learned something tonight, and take it for the rest of the year, because the way that you start July is, or the way that you end July is how you're going to start August, and then compound effect after that. So thank you guys for hopping on, and I will upload this to YouTube and then send it to you guys, so then you can send it to your downline as well. Bye guys.